Hello, and welcome to today's workshop. I hope you're having a great day. Let's get started. Let's get into it. Today, we're talking about something very important. We're talking about cybersecurity in your small business. This, I believe, is the biggest concern that nobody is talking about. Every day in the news, you hear about another company getting your information stolen. You hear about security numbers, your other information getting leaked. You have to make sure that you're stopping this. And this is so important also too for your small business, for a small business, because cyber attackers know that small stock companies have less security in place. So guess what? Maybe you don't have $1 million in the bank, but they're targeting smaller companies more than they're targeting bigger companies. So it's so important that you are being safe online, that you're doing the right thing. So today's workshop, that's what we're gonna do. By the end of today's workshop, you'll have a firm understanding of what steps you can take to not only protect your information and data, but also the information data of your customers as well. So once again, my name is Sterling McKinley. I am the DMV Grow with Google Digital Coach. And what does that mean? So pretty much I teach workshops both virtually and in person all across the DMV. That's what I do. So today workshop is all about you. So be sure to ask your questions. Be sure to get those answered because why? I want you to be safe when you're online. Also, I'll have my email and my link to my classes in the chat and we'll get started. All right. So here is the first one. I want to give you some examples of some potential spam messages that you may receive. This is one of the common ones that you will receive. So we all gotten this. Wow, you won 1.5, you won $10 million. Sometimes they're low. You won $400. All you have to do is click here. Don't click on this email. Some things you remember that if something sounds too good to be true, it's probably not true. So be very careful of any email like this that's promising you any large amount of money, saying all you have to do is respond here or send us your account information or cash this check. That is one of those common spam messages. And what they're banking on is that we all, like money, want money and need money. So they're hoping that, you get excited by seeing those large numbers and you take action, you click on the link or you reply to email. But this kind of email, be sure to not respond to it. The world doesn't work like this. You're not going to get $100 million out of the blue. So once again, don't respond to these kind of messages. The next one is one that you see a lot, that I get a lot. So this is on your cell phone. And it can be Netflix, it could be your bank, it could be the UPS saying that, hey, you have to click this link to update your password to get a update about your account. And these are getting very, very, very advanced. So I get one today, UPS. Click here to see your package. And it'll say my package was 10 minutes away. But guess what? I don't have a package coming to me. So I don't have UPS coming to me, but it's a trick. Spammers and hackers, they know that we pretend to be companies. You may click on that text, you may send them a message or send them money. And then also what people are banking on is that we're all busy. We're busy with our family, with our kids, our jobs, our careers, everything. Your cell phone is the device that's always on you. They're hoping that they catch you in a moment of haste. When you're moving fast, you pull your cell phone out, you see a name, you recognize, whether that's your bank, streaming service, whatever, and you click on the app without thinking. But don't click without thinking. Before you click on the app or on a link, make sure that's real, that's coming from an account you have. And then also think about it. If it's saying that you have a package coming, did you order a package? Do you even have an account with Netflix? Probably not. So once again, be sure hackers and spammers are attacking not only your email address, but also going to attack you on your cell phone as well. All right, so today we're talking about a few things. First, we're talking about why cybersecurity matters for every business. And let me pause and say it again. It's the biggest thing that nobody's talking about, but making sure that your data, your information is key. And once again, not only your data information, but the data and information of your customers as well. Next, we're going to talk about how you can protect your small business online. After that, we'll talk about what to do if you're attacked. And once again, let me jump in here. Sad but true. Chances of you getting attacked are very high, especially in this world with everything's turning digital. I mean, from your house to your phone to your alarm to your GPS, everything is digital. So the chance of you getting attacked at some level, maybe it's not, to get access to your bank account, take out your money, but something smaller, those chances are really increasing. So one of the things that you can do to protect yourself is to have a plan of action. You don't want to be on Googling what happens when I get attacked. No, have an idea, have a plan in place. So when you do get attacked, you can move fast because when it comes to cyber attacks, speed is money. The faster you respond and move, the less those those negative results are going to be. And last but not least, we're going to be recaps. I'm going to recap out there and talk about and give you some more resources where you can find out how to um, improve your cybersecurity online. All right. Once again, so cybersecurity matters for every business. I said it before, I'll say it again. You may think because you're a small business, maybe you're one person, maybe you have a small team that nobody wants your information. That's not true. Cyber criminals actually prefer smaller companies because many small business owners don't have measures in place to protect them. In fact, a study recently said only 65% of small business owners think that cybersecurity is a priority. 65%. What does that mean? That means almost 35, 40% of small business owners don't believe that cybersecurity is a priority. Now, guess what? Hackers, cyber criminals, they're banking on that. They're banking on the fact that you don't think it's a priority. And they're going to take that and they're going to attack you. So, once again, for your small business, it is so important for you to be safe. And especially, once again, going through this world that's digital, virtual, um, things are only going to get more digital as we go on. So the chances for cyber attacks are going to increase. So you as a small business owner, you have to have your awareness to make sure that you're fending off those cyber attacks. Okay, moving on to how to protect yourself online. This is very key. And today we're talking about protecting your business online, but really your business and your personal life, they're mixed. They're not separate because that same phone that you check your business email on, your personal emails on that device as well. So same for your desktop computer or your laptop. They're the same. So protecting your personal information is important, both whether that's personal or your business, because it's the same device. So if you download a fraudulent message or link on your phone, guess what? That person has now access to your business information and your personal information. So the information is commingled. So you have to be on guard 24/7, no matter what you do, what you're doing, whether that's personal or business. So let's give you some more tips and strategies on how you can protect yourself when you're online. Okay, so think about um, cybersecurity as a house in a sense. Now, I'll tell you a quick story before you start. So, once again, think of it as a house. Now, when I was a kid, I was a latchkey kid. Both my parents worked. They didn't get home till about 5 or 6 at night, and every once in a while, I'll forget my key. Every 3 months or so, I forget my key, right? And guess what? I was not going to sit outside until my parents got home and let me in. I was hungry. I wanted to watch TV, all that stuff. So guess what? I went around to every window, to every door trying to get in. I went around to the small kitchen window, that small window you have in the bathroom. I tried every way to get in. I was not going to stay outside. Now, I wasn't going to break a window, but I was going to try every way to get in. And guess what? Cyber criminals are the same way. They're not going to stop trying to attack your business. So if that's coming in through your website that's outdated, if that's coming in through outdated software, if that's coming through other technical vulnerabilities, they're going to find a way to get in your house. They're not going to stop. So you want to make sure that your house is secure, that you don't have any way into to your business, because that's what cyber criminals are banking on, that there's some vulnerability, that there's some weakness in your cybersecurity. So you want to make sure, once again, you keep all your websites up to date. If using WordPress, your banking software, your accounting software, keep it up to date. Don't ignore that message that says update your software. Do that. When you get a notice on your computer saying update your software, do that. Why? Because that software is patching security vulnerabilities in your software. So be sure to do that. Next one, this is the biggest one and the simplest one, is protecting your passwords and identity. This is the first step. And today, a lot of what we talk about is on you. It starts with you taking that first step. And one of the most common ways that companies are hacked is via passwords, using generic passwords. I read a study a while ago. I believe half of passwords were simple. They were password 12345. So don't use generic passwords. Why? Because that's an easy way that somebody can get into your account if they have your password. So we're going to talk about in this section how to build strong passwords and make sure your accounts are secure. First one, like I said, create strong passwords. So the first one, you want to make sure that your password is difficult to guess. Difficult to guess. I'll say it again. Difficult to guess. So what does that mean by that? Don't use the same password on every account. Don't use your birth date. Don't use your address, your social security number, even your kid's name. Why? Because hackers may have the information. If the information is publicly available, somebody can use that to get in. So once again, make sure your passwords are hard to guess. Have characters, have ABC in there, have hashtag, exclamation point, period, number sign, dollar sign, all those things. Make sure that your password is hard to guess. You don't want a password that's easy to guess. Why? Because that heightens the chance of you getting hacked or attacked. Next one is keep your password private and do not share them. This is so key. So if you have a small business, if you have contractors or other employees, be sure to keep your passwords secure. Be sure to change your passwords and only give your password to somebody that needs them. And I recommend too, if somebody, let's say, we're on your website, don't give them the main password to your website. Create a user account for them. And when that person is done working on your website, you can shut down their account and they can't see it. A matter of fact, the only person that has my password is my wife. Why? Because God forbid something happens and she needs to get into bank or other things, she can do that. But don't share your passwords. And the last one, this is the big one. Use a different password for each account. I'll say it again. Use a different password for each account. Now, I know it's very hard to remember passwords. So you get that one password and you just use it for every account on social media, your email, your bank, and so on. But don't do that. And here's why, because if someone guesses one password and it's correct, then guess what? Now they access to all your other accounts. So you want to use different passwords. So let's say your password does become leaked or somebody does get into your account. Fine. They have access to this one account. They can cause havoc there, but they can't attack all your other accounts. So be sure to use different passwords. Now, saying that is great, but guess what? It can be hard to use different passwords. So I can help you. Something called a password manager is a way it can help you use strong, unique passwords for all of your online accounts. I'll say it again. Use a password manager. That's going to store all your passwords. It's going to create strong, unique passwords for all your accounts. Now, the one I recommend using is called Google Password Manager. I'll say it again, Google Password Manager. It helps you create and save and also autofill passwords. So guess what? When you go to a website, automatically Google Password Manager recognize that website and it'll fill in your username and your password. This is a great tool. I use it. Sounds crazy, but I have over 400 logins to accounts. There's no way possible that I can remember all those logins and passwords. The only way to do that and to do it the right way is to make sure that those passwords are in Google Password Manager. So be sure to do that. because that's a great way you can store all your passwords and it's safe and also it's secure. Next thing is you can use two-step verification. So in the chat box, type in two-step. So what does two-step mean? So basically, here's my phone. So if I go to a website and I go to sign in to my Gmail account, I will get a notification on my cell phone saying, "Is this you?" Press yes or no. I press yes, and it logs me into my account. So what it's doing is having two steps of failure. It's saying, yes, somebody might have your login to your email address, but the chances of them having your cell phone are pretty low. So it verifies that on a second device like your cell phone and make sure that you are who you say you are. Once again, you should enable this for all your accounts, for your email, for everything. This is something that's through Gmail. Most software, most apps has an option now, but you have to turn it on. So make sure that you turn on two-step verification, so you can add a added layer of protection and security to your account. Once again, it's called two-step verification. This is something you have to do. So within Google, it's easy to do, or anywhere you're at. If you log into your privacy settings, you can set up two-step verification. But you want to do this because it's going to add an extra layer of security to your website and to your passwords and accounts. All right, moving on to protecting your data and apps. This is so important. So I mentioned that the world is digital, yes, but now we have cell phones, we have iPads, we have laptops. So information lives on these devices. So not only is it important keeping your account safe, but also so important keeping your devices safe. Making sure that people can access your device. What happens if you lose your device? That the person can't get in and steal your information. So it's so key not only to protect your digital passwords, but also your physical information as well. So we're going to talk more about that. So one of the first things you want to do is keep your computer safe. And I'll change that. Keep your computer and your cell phone safe. So what's one way you can do that? The first way is don't leave your computers unattended. So for example, you're at your local coffee shop, they call your name, you go up to get your coffee, and you leave your cell phone and on your laptop at your chair, at your desk. That's a big no-no. I know it only seems like a second, but the minute you take your eyes from your device and you walk off that counter, come back, somebody could take your cell phone. They could take your laptop. They could look at your laptop or your cell phone and get information off the screen. So once again, do not leave your devices unattended. That is so key. This is a personal thing I do, but when I go on vacation, I don't hand my cell phone to a random stranger and say, take a picture of my family. Why? Because my life is on the cell phone. My business, my photos, my pictures, passwords, everything. So I actually have a another phone right here. I have an iPhone. I have a phone that I use for my pictures. So I don't mind handing this phone to somebody that I don't know to take a picture. Because once again, my information is not on this phone. It's simply just pictures and videos. So once again, you want to really be careful about your phone because your phone is full of information that hackers, spammers want. You want to make sure that you keep that information safe. Next one is use a lock screen. Have a password, whatever it is. You can have a password. I think some phones have you have to draw a shape. Make sure you have that. Also on your laptop, have a lock screen. That lock screen should be timed. So within 30 seconds of inactivity, the laptop or phone will automatically shut down and need a password to open it up. So be sure to have that. Also, what you want to do is make sure you enable to services or apps the people that only need it. Once again, so your graphic designer does not need the login to your accounting software. So be sure to give people access to only what they need. That's very important. Also, don't trust unknown USB drives. If you see USB drives sitting around, don't just plug into your computer. If you didn't buy it, don't put it in your computer. Why? Because that USB drive could install some kind of software, malware on your computer, and also that could steal your information. So don't be sure to do that. Okay, now some tips on keeping your mobile device secure. Make sure you encrypt all devices. So if somebody tries getting your phone, the information that they get will kind of be scrambled and not make sense. So it's encrypted. Also, make sure once again make sure there's a PIN to unlock all devices, and also have remote data wiping. That's so key. So my phone wasn't stolen this summer, but I dropped it in the bathtub. Now I shouldn't have been on my phone in the restroom, but I was. And then my phone went black, so I couldn't get into my pictures, my emails, everything. But luckily, I store all my information on Google, so I was able to log into my Google account. I was able to make this phone clean it, wipe it virtually. So from my computer, I was able to say, okay, I don't have my phone anymore. I want you to wipe my device for information, and it was clean. And then I got a new phone. I was able to log in with my Google address and email, and then all my apps, all my pictures, all my photos are restored. But once again, you want to make sure that you enable remote data wiping, because that could protect you if your phone is lost. Once again, look in your settings. There's in privacy, there's a section about remote data wiping. That's very key. I recommend that you do that for your phone and also for your laptop as well. Moving on to protecting your customers, and this is very, very important. So, a lot of what we talk about today has been about protecting you, but you're in business and there is no business without your customers. So, protecting their information is critical. So, when they give you checks, when they give you credit cards, passwords, other information, you have to protect their information. The last thing you want is for a customer to find out that they lost their information because of your business. Now, this happens all the time to big companies. I won't say any of the companies' names out loud, but people are more forgiving of bigger companies. But when this is a small business, they're taking that very seriously. So you want to be sure to protect your customers' data and information. And I believe very soon in the near future that customers are going to um, choose you based on a lot of reasons, but they're also going to choose you based on the level of trust. Not only can they trust you to do do your product, your service, or whatever you do, but also trust that when they give you their data information or they swipe their credit card, that information is safe and won't be leaked. That's very important. You want to protect the information of your customers. All right. So one way you can do that is by having HTTPS installed on your website. That is called Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. I'll say it again. Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. And once again, basically that means your data is encrypted. That means that somebody cannot easily steal information from your website. And before, this was kind of reserved for websites that took payments to credit card, but now it doesn't matter. Even if you have a regular website that just has text and pictures, you still need to make sure that your website is secure. That can be done through your domain register or also through your website builder. Just Google it, look into what website you have, and it's a pretty easy way that you can have that installed on your website. Also, with that, if you ever use Google Sites is a free service by Google that offers simple websites. These websites come automatically secure, so they already have HTTPS installed on the websites from the beginning. So once again, if you don't have a website, you want to get one, just Google Sites. You can get a free website that's already secure and safe. All right, moving on now to protecting your email. Once again, this is very, very important. The One of the main ways that hackers, that spammers get access to people's accounts is through email. Email the gateway. Email is the easy way in. And even if you look at any of the stories of big companies that have been hacked, it was from email. somebody on the team, an employee, clicked the email link that looked correct, but it was fraudulent, and that let the spam or hacker get in to the system and able to steal information and cause havoc. So the first line of defense, not only your password, but also your email. So this section, we're going to talk about how to protect yourself via email, what to click on, what not to click on, and this give you some more understanding of what kind of attacks may be out there. Okay, so once again, the same for your website, your email, everything. Support, make sure you use email provider that supports Google encryption, that supports, I'm sorry, data encryption. Also use a one that has transport layer security, also known as TSL, and also make sure you enable two-step verification on your website, on your email. The great thing about this, Gmail has this from the start. So if you don't sign up for a Gmail account, every day Gmail blocks millions of potential spam and cyber attacks. So Gmail is a great way that you can have your information secured and free from hackers and spammers. Next one is don't open suspicious emails. Don't do that. Like I said, the first line of defense is your password and also email. So be careful when clicking on email attachments, downloading files, or visiting the websites. So if you receive an email from somebody you don't know that has a link, that has an attachment, don't open it. Don't click on that link. Don't open that picture. Don't visit that website. It could be harmful. Be very aware of that. If you don't know the person, do not click on the link on that email. Once again, that link, you click that PDF you download, could install some kind of virus on your system and then allow that hacker to get into your system. So be sure not to click on any links, any PDF downloads, or any files on the websites via email. Next one is do not click links on unsolicited emails. Once again, you can email from a stranger. It says click here to learn more. Don't click there. You don't know that person. And if it's so important, they'll bring it to you another way, or you can verify that. But do not click on links in unsolicited emails. Next thing, you want to look out for suspicious email addresses and email signatures. Once again, if the email address is misspelled, if it doesn't make sense, don't click on it. The email signature, if you don't recognize the name, they're in a foreign country that you never dealt with, I would be very wary of that. And maybe you want to mark that email as spam or put it in your trash. But be sure, do not open suspicious emails. The next thing is beware of phishing. So what is phishing? Phishing is basically when a hacker sends you an email that looks like it's coming from a real brand. So the example we have here is Ace Hardware. They found the logo. They designed an email that looks very similar to the company's email, and then send it to you. That's called phishing. And what they're doing is they're hoping that you click on this email, click on this link, you go to this website that could be fraudulent, that's going to try to steal your information. But don't do that. And once again, you have to kind of just pause and look at the email. Make sure if you're getting an email from a brand, even one you have an account with, make sure that that's a real email and not the email that's coming from a spammer or a phisher. So some tips on how to spot a spam email. First one is the subject line. If the subject line is just really unplanned expense, like send your brother $300, if you don't respond now, your account will be closed. A sense of urgency, don't click on it. That's one thing that hackers and spammers use a lot. They want to create this sense of urgency because as human beings, when we act fast out of panic and hurry, we don't think as much. So slow down. If they're saying urgent, 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 send me an email, call now, download now. That's probably something that you don't want to click on. So be very wary of those messages and be sure to review the email subject lines when you get those. The next thing, if it's coming from an unknown sender, that shouldn't be. There should be a name there. there should be your profile picture there as well. If you're getting no unknown sender, if you're getting no profile picture, that's probably coming from um, a hacker or spammer. Next thing, if the copy is poorly written, that's also a key indicator of a hacker or a spammer. Now with various AI tools, email copy is getting very persuasive and getting correct or grammar wise, but still be sure to read copy. If it's poorly written, if it's too good to be true, don't click on it. The next thing is the attachments. Once again, if it's a picture, if it's a PDF, do not click on that. If you didn't ask for that, why? Because that download can install software or virus on your computer and open up your phone or also your laptop desktop to more vulnerabilities. So if I had to summarize this whole workshop today, is think before you click. The most powerful thing in the world when it comes to being online is your finger. When you click that mouse, when you click that link or that button on your phone, be careful what you're clicking. So don't click on anything that seems unsuspicious. And if it's something that's important, don't email you again. You'll get a phone call. Think before you click. Do not act out of panic and do not click on that, because that click, it could cost you money. It could cost you clients. It could cost you your livelihood. So be very cautious that when you click on something, it's something that's real and something that you want to learn about. All right. So the next step is to plan ahead. I said this before, having a plan of action is so key. You don't want to wait till you get hacked to come up with a plan of how you can solve it. So way you can do that is by having a plan ready. You can simply outline who's in charge of what and what needs to be done when something happens. So when you get hacked, you get an email, what happens? Also, take action quickly. I said it before, but when it comes to being hacked, time is money. So call your bank right away. Delete that account right away. Change your email password right away. Time is action. So don't hide. Don't be afraid. Next is you want to create a record of tech assets. If you use um, Google Sheets, you can simply create a list of what platforms you have, what software you're using. Next, are they up to date? And also, do you have any accounts on your hardware that you don't use? Um, I have a drawer full of old cell phones and devices. So sitting down making a list, it reminds you what you have, but make sure that all those accounts, both digitally and on devices physically, are either destroyed or protected. Next thing is you want to have a clear training policy in place. Even if you're a one-man show, you want to establish a internal website or a document that lists, what you do when things go wrong. Also, you want to be sure to publish the contact details of the designated mailbox specialist or security specialist. So when something happens, okay, let's forward this information to this person that you help me. You need to have that plan of attack, because when it happens, once again, time is money. So you need to know what's next steps and what to do to mitigate the damage. Next thing is have security culture. That is so important. So you should all be talking about security, not only in your home, your personal life, but also your business. Talk about it regularly. You should always talk about what happened to this company and what can we do to be safe. Also encourage people to share their concerns. One thing that hackers and spammers are hacking on are banking on is that we're quiet and we don't share our concerns or what happened, but talk openly about your concerns and share those with others. Also, as a leader, be sure to model good cybersecurity behaviors, both in your home and your personal life. So, talk to your kids, your coworkers about how to be safe online, what to do and what not to do. Because once again, things trickle down. If people see you doing things, they're going to follow suit. So, be sure that you're creating a culture of security, that you're talking about security and what things you should do and not do. Moving on to what to do if you're attacked. So if you're attacked, once again, time is money. The first thing you want to do is contact your bank, your credit card company, and other financial institutions. Let them know that you've been hacked. They can either put a freeze in your account or they can issue you new credit cards or bank cards. Also, be sure to check your credit report regularly to find out if there are any accounts or any loans you don't recognize. If you do, once again, contact that bank institution and also dispute them with your credit card agency. Also, be sure to dispute any fraudulent charges, regardless of amount. If it's 1 cent, if it's $100, still report it because even if it's small, that could be a precursor to something to come. So, regardless of the amount, be sure to dispute any fraudulent charges. Also, consider placing a fraud alert on your account or freezing your credit account. For example, my credit account is always frozen unless I'm opening up a loan or getting credit cards or buying a car, whatever. My credit report remains frozen, so people cannot access my credit report and open up lines of credit. So that's one thing I recommend: putting a freeze on your credit report. The next thing you want to do is be sure to file reports with your local police department. Next, you want to file a report with the Internet Crime Compliance Center, also known as IC3. IC3 is Central Hub for reporting cyber crime. And once again, report what happened because the more you report it, one, you may have your money information restored, and then secondly, this makes a list that's known by other agencies about what's going on. And then other people know about the attacks and what not to do. So speak up, let people know about your attack, document your attack, not only to help you get back whatever money you may have lost, but once again, having a record of that is going to help everybody. That website is www.ic3.gov. Also, you can contact the Federal Trade Commission to report fraud, scams, or other business practices. That site is fraud.ftc.gov. All right, moving on to recap and resources. So, recap. First one, use a strong password. Consider using a password manager like Google Password Manager to manage all your passwords. Be sure to enable two-step verification on all your accounts. Also, make sure your equipment, including your mobile phone, is safe and secure. On your website, be sure to use HTTPS. Also, make sure that your email is encrypted. Once again, Gmail is a great software, a great system. It's not only free, but also is very safe. Next, make a plan of action, a list of assets. You don't want to be caught, you know, not ready when you're attacked. Have a plan of attack now, what to do if you're attacked. And last but not least, develop and nurture a security culture. Security is something you should always be talking about. Always be experimenting, testing, updating your skill sets. Why? Because you have to stay vigilant because the cyber criminals are. They're always updating their schemes and trying to find new ways to get in to your email or your other account. So once again, talking about that, it's going to make that less a chance of happening. All right. So for more tips from Google, you can visit Google's Security Center for tools and information to stay safe online. Also, there's a security checkup that provides recommendations to strengthen your account as well. To visit that, simply visit safety.google. Also, if you want to learn more about uh, protecting your identity online, cybersecurity, or about digital skill sets, we have a channel on YouTube. Simply go to youtube.com/grow backslash. I'm sorry, I messed it up. Go to youtube.com/grow with Google. Also, Google has career certificates, various high demand jobs. This is self-paced training that takes maybe about 6 months to do. You can take as long as you want to get it done. But once again, if you're looking to improve your career or your job or even your this business skill set, these are great. Everything from UX design to cybersecurity, project management, digital marketing, e-commerce, and also data analytics. To find out more about this and get started, visit grow.google.certificates. All right, so we're at the end now. I want to thank you for your time today. I'll be learning more about how to keep your information safe, not only for your business, but also for your customers. If I click you with a final word, change your passwords. Change your passwords and use a password manager and be very secure and be very aware of what email you're clicking on, because click on the wrong link could open you up to so much information and that'll leak. So saying that, have a good day. Take care. Bye.